It's been a while. What's good, YouTube? If you know around here, my name is Shea, and I make videos about my creative career, side hustles, and passion projects. This video right here, it will fall in my passion project category for sure. And what we're gonna talk about today is owning a Tesla Model 3 long range for a year. Wifey and I purchased our Tesla January 28th of 2023. We wanted to try to take advantage of like the EV tax credit before it went away last year. So we traded in our Jeep Wrangler, and we took that leap and got the Tesla and went electric. And it's been honestly amazing, man. This will not be one of those reviews where I'm telling you that I completely regret it. In that first year, we probably put about I want to say right now it's 16,000 miles. So that 16,000 miles includes a couple road trips, which I will get into in other chapters of the video. Also, with that said, if you want to jump around, feel free. I tried to bucket this in a way just to keep my thoughts concise. I don't want to ramble too much, but if you want to jump around chapters, feel free to go ahead. So when you first take delivery of a car, you definitely want to do just a little something to it just to make it feel like it's really yours. One of the first earlier things we did was floor mats. So we swapped out the floor mats that came with it and put in some like all season, all weather floor mats, which we actually didn't do immediately. I actually just recently did this because it's winter. So these floor mats just work a little bit better with the snow and salt, etc. Something else that we did too was we put in a few little like storage solutions. So because there's not as many parts in a Tesla, there's a lot more storage built in. There's not as many mechanicals running through the actual car, so it has a lot of storage space, but you definitely need like some containers and some different little bins and stuff just to really take advantage of everything. And so we bought a few of those, and those have been nice. And another thing that we got that we thought would just be cool to have for like road trips and stuff would be our little back seat trash bin. So it kind of slides right into the back of the passenger seat, and then it's like a little trash bin, and it's just a nice little subtle touch of branding on it. And then so moving over to the exterior of the car, one of the immediate things that I did was I wanted to black out the emblems. So we got a 2023 model, which means we already had the chrome delete around the windows, and then also the door handles, etc. All that was already blacked out from the factory. But I don't understand why the emblems weren't blacked out. Like, it just makes sense. So that's one of the first things I had did. And I just use hyper dip. You just do a couple coats, you let it dry, you come back, etc. And it actually turned out amazing. I mean, a year later, it still looks fine. It still looks brand new. It's not peeling anything. Like, it still looks good. I'm very satisfied with that. And then for the tint, so we did do like an expel tint, and I've tinted all my vehicles in the past, and it's usually like a couple $100, but I mean, this expel stuff, I just didn't. I had a little bit of sticker shock, going into it, and I was just like, wow, this is like so expensive. I think it was like $6, $7, maybe $8. It was between $600 and $800, which is a lot of money for tint. And really, the part that's the most expensive is the rear window, because it's so big. And so we went with the expel because it was in Atlanta, and it gets hot in the summer. The expel kind of keeps a lot of that heat out. Like, it has like really strong like heat rejection. And then also the other thing too about us being in Atlanta was the legal limit in Georgia was 30%. And I've been pulled over plenty of times in my Honda, because my Honda is dark. It's tinted pretty dark. And I got pulled over a few times while we was down there for my tint being too dark. So I didn't want to play with it. I didn't want to mess with it. Also, I didn't want wifey be driving and she getting pulled over for it. So I just went with the 30%. I don't love it. I definitely want it to be darker. And so now that we back home in Indy, I definitely want to get it darker and get it dropped down to like 20%. And I may or may not go with the expel again. It does have like, good heat rejection, but I don't know if that's worth the extra money with us living here in Indy. And then to go to rims. So because we got a long range, it came factory with a 19-inch rim, the 19-inch sport wheels. And I actually do like these wheels, but on previous models, this rim was a 20, and I like the way it looks more in a 20 than I do a 19. In a 19, it feels shrimpy to me. It's something about it. So anyway, knowing that we was like, because at this point, we had kind of started to talk about moving back, and then talking about selling the house and stuff. So this started to become a thing. So I decided, well, let's just try out like the hyper dip thing. Like because I didn't want to powder coat them because I knew I didn't like this rim. So painting it black, like paying the money to get it powder coated would have just been a waste of money, because I don't think that was going to be enough to make me change my mind about the look of the rim. You know what I mean? So as a temporary fix, I decided to just do hyper dip. Since it worked real good with the emblems, I was like, okay, let me just like dip the wheels. So I dipped the wheels. I did it once. I did it in like this gray color that they have, but it was just a little too light. So then I removed that dip, and then I dipped it again in like more of a black. And this was a lot better, and we rode with it like that for a while. It was cool. Like it was, it was enough to where it didn't feel just so factory. It felt so plain Jane. So I rode with that for a while until we got settled in and stuff. And then finally I had a little window where I was like, okay, like now I can go ahead and like put some, put some things on it. So, we went with, I think it's a fast EV is what they call it, but it's fast EV. It's the 19 inch one. I can't remember it right now exactly what the name is, but I'll put it up on the screen for you. And so we went with that in a 19 inch and still wanted it to look OEM. So finding these was like, oh my gosh, like when I saw it, I was like, yes, this is the one. And if you actually look at it, that 19 inch really kind of looks like a 20 inch. Like it looks bigger. Like it makes the wheelbase look a little bit bigger. It also helps the stance of the car. Like the car feels just a little bit more aggressive. So I love these wheels. Absolutely love these wheels. That was a great upgrade. And then because they also have like, you can take the wheel covers off. So this wheel also has like added bonus of being more aerodynamic. So that was a win-win altogether for upgrading the wheels, upgrading the rims. So I didn't have to buy a new tire. And that's all the upgrades and accessories. Moving into this next category, I want to talk about maintenance. And in this section, I want to make it clear that like this is we bought this car brand new. So I wouldn't expect anybody to have a brand new car that had a ton of maintenance, but like I do want to keep making these videos so I can see like, how the maintenance does over the years and what all we actually have to do to the car. So as far as maintenance goes, we had one defect from the factory, like when we received the car, and it was like a whistling noise on the driver's side left pillar. Apparently there was just something that was loose. And so the mobile mechanic came out. It's actually really dope. Like you set the appointment in the app. They confirmed, they pull up, he put up in a Model S, and then, he checked it out. And he was just like, oh, it's just this. And he just like snapped a thing back in place. And the whistling noise stopped. And I want to say, I don't even think he charged. I think it was free. Yeah, it was free. Cause obviously that's just a factory defect. So we didn't even pay for that. So that was dope. Very just enjoyable process to get that done. So that was like the only defect we had. I know a lot of people try to like drag the Teslas and talk about the fit and finish, but our car was good. Like our car was solid. That one thing that wasn't correct, and they fixed it. Nobody's perfect. So other maintenance included refilling the windshield washer fluid. I mean, this was easy. I just filled it up, boop, and didn't even take the whole like container, like gallon, whatever it was. Last little piece of maintenance in the first year was rotating the tires. So rotate the tires around 10K. I think you're really supposed to do this probably every 8,000 miles because of the like doing like the 0 to 60s. You know what I mean? Like the car got so much juice, you probably should be changing them more frequently. I know I enjoy a good 0 to 60 at a stoplight, buddy. So you know what I mean? So probably should. Moving forward, I'll try to rotate it every like 8,000 miles. But this time we did it at 10K. And it's fine. So we got a tire rotation coming up here soon. But that's it. I mean, that's the maintenance. Like, that's all the maintenance was for the car. So, yeah, it's lovely not having to do oil changes or anything. So this next category is road trips. And for the road trips, we've had two. One of them being when we moved from Atlanta back home to Indy. Now, this was the first road trip. So, it was a little jarring to say the least. It was definitely it. We made that drive so many times, right? Like it's an 8-hour drive. You know the exact route is, you know exactly where you stop for gas, where we want to eat, everything. But this time, and this first time having to stop and charge, like it was kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was definitely, I was not feeling it. And we stopped 3 times total. So this 8-hour drive, I mean, it took probably like 11 hours, maybe. Like it took an extra 3. Partially because we didn't really know what we was doing. You know, we kind of just went into it, you know, thinking it would be more or less the same. We just kind of stopped and plugged it in. It just took a little bit more effort than that, especially like when we wanted to eat. So then it was like, well, where we usually stop and eat at, now we had to stop before we get to that destination, stop before then, charge, then go to where we stop and eat at. And then also, wifey's driving a rental car. We rented a Wagoneer because we still had a few more things that we needed to like pack up. It all wouldn't fit in a Tesla, so we needed like a truck. So we had a Wagoneer. Wifey driving a Wagoneer. I'm driving a Tesla. Then we got to stop and put gas in that, and then we still got to stop and charge the Tesla. So that wasn't like a fair. That just wasn't a fair way to like really judge what it would be like to go on a road trip in a Tessie. So the next road trip came in the summer around my birthday. We went to Toronto for my birthday, and then also like for wifey so she could see Beyonce. So we drove from Indy to Toronto, and that was an 8-hour drive or 8-hour trip, and that one went well. It was way better. We like actually, you know, went into the system. You know, it gives you a recommended route of where you should go, but you know, you could change it. You can say, oh no, I want to stop here, or I want to stop at this charger. This charger looked like it got like these places around it that we might want to eat at, etc. So that was really helpful, and it really changed the game for us. The road trip to Toronto, like that was lovely. Like, all the charging stops were amazing and clean, and lots of places to eat, and you know, stop and take a nap, and just all of that. Like it was just way better this time around, and I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy a road trip in a Tesla. It really breaks the trip up. Cause you know, when you go in a gas car, you just want to get there. Like I just want to get there like right now. Like you just want to be done driving. Whereas I think taking a road trip in an EV forces you to stop. Honestly, just stop and smell the roses. Like look around your environment, explore. You know, sometimes it's like you might have a charging stop that's by like some local pancake house or something that you go eat at or whatever. So that road trip was way better, and definitely like gave me hope moving forward for like, you know, putting a Tessie on road. Okay, so the next category is home charging. And just to set expectations, I am not about to like share like, this is how much it was per kilowatt hour, and so we saved this amount of money, and I don't know. I don't have the exact numbers. I was not a math person in school. I'm still not a math person now. Like math and science was not my thing. Art and design is my thing. You know what I mean? So I go more off of feeling and emotion. And this is just one of those things you just can feel it in your soul that you're saving more money. So anyway, for home charging, for a while we was just plugging into an outlet, which was okay. It was working. It was getting the job done. We finally got a proper level 2 home charger, and that compared to like just plugging into the regular outlet is night and day in difference. And now actually having a home charger, I mean, I honestly could like actually for real see us owning 2 EVs instead of just only having one. Like I want to have one EV and then keep a gas car, just because like with the charging, and then you don't get as much range in the winter. But actually having a level 2 home charger completely changes everything. And I could definitely see us now having the Model 3, you know what I mean, the sedan, and then having like a Model Y. Here, I'll throw up some on the screen real quick just to kind of show a little bit of BTS of the difference between how fast each one charges. It's like from my IG story, so I'll just throw it up here real quick. All right, so this is the regular mobile connector, and I'm gonna show you. So come here, boom, plug him in, right? And so what I want you to pay attention to is here in the screen, right? And y'all see what that say? It says it's gonna take 6 hours, bro. Oh, never mind. It's 8 hours now. 8 hours, bro. Just to get that last little bit up to 80%. Usually you only want to charge a car to 80%, so that's what we do. So to get 4% on this mobile charger, it's gonna take 8 hours, bro. And then you see down there where it say 12 out of 12 amps. That's all the amps we getting. So you're not getting a lot. You're not getting a lot of power, a lot of output, right? So that's the mobile connector. That's what, that's been the struggle bus. We kind of just plug it up for like ever, and hopefully we get it charged up. But it's cool because we work from home, so it usually work out. But check this out. All right, so this is level 2 charger. So we're gonna grab him, put him in there real quick, like so. And go back to the last slide, bro. I want y'all to go back to that last one for real and look at it and look at the difference. So y'all see this right here, 45 minutes remaining, bro. You see it? So off top, that's the biggest difference right there. The actual speed in which this mug charged, bro. You feel me? So then the patience to the bottom. Y'all see that down there? Say 17 out of 48 amps. Now you see it say 18, 20, 22. You see that thing climbing? Come on. Y'all see it? We're getting way more volts, way more kilowatts and amperage. So all in all, way faster, bro. So that's a long-winded way of saying that the home charger has been definitely a game changer and has definitely kind of started to change my perspective on owning more than one EV. I'm hopeful. Tesla's supposed to come with the $25,000 compact SUV. So I mean, if wifey let me pull the trigger, hey, but we'll see. We're gonna wait and see. Some other things coming to the car. So if you into this type of stuff, you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know in the comment section. Hit me on Instagram and just let me know that you into this type of stuff, and I will make sure to show you some of this stuff in the future. So I do want to wrap the car. We'll prefer PPF because you actually get the protection from like rock chips, etc., scratches. It's expensive though. And so I tried to DIY PPF it, and it's mad hard. And I'm a creative person, right? Like I could paint, I could draw, I can throw clay on a wheel. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm creative. I'm good with my hands. And to get completely like humbled by that trying to PPF, that was wild. So I'm gonna try it again in the spring when it warm up a little bit, because you need to be a certain temperature outside. So I'm gonna try it in the spring again, see if I can PPF it. But if not, then I'll take the L and just buy some vinyl wrap and vinyl wrap it myself. Vinyl wrap is just way easier than doing PPF. Vinyl wrap is just like a sticker basically that you put on there. So I want to wrap it in like a dark gray and or kind of black, but not all the way back, but just kind of like a dark gray. And then also just get it retinted. Like I want the tint to be darker. And then also come in and just be a garage makeover. So I got this like really cool idea that I want to do like with the garage. Like it's dope. It's so dope, man. It's like kind of like how I did it here, like completely transform this office. Like this office feels like we not even in Indianapolis. Like this feel like some loft in New York or something, you know what I mean? So garage makeover, that's coming. You gotta let me know if that's the type of stuff that you might be interested in. And then just my last thing I have, I'm looking over my notes. Last thing I have written down is just long-term ownership of the vehicle. And I think that after owning it for a year, I mean, originally bought it with the thought that, hey, like we, probably want to be in this for the long haul. And if not, I mean, they hold their value pretty well. Teslas do. It's looking like 10 years plus, bro. Like it's looking like it's looking like a decade type of thing, a decade plus car. It's Tesla's on the road with 300, 400, upwards of 500,000 miles. And The only thing you really need to do to keep it going is, you know, just your regular simple stuff, the tire rotations, the different things that I had mentioned. But if your battery pack goes out, you know, let's say that is, you know, let's say it's 10K to replace the battery pack. And I'm not sure what that number is actually. It might be 5K, it might be 15K. I think it's somewhere in there, but let's just say it's 10. Let's meet somewhere in the middle and say it's 10K to replace your battery pack. That's so much cheaper than like going to get a new or a used Tesla. You know, you could probably get a used Tesla for about, I've seen them for as low as 38 for the Model 3 for a sedan, you know? So, I mean, 10K to replace the battery, and then you can go get another 250,000 miles on the car. Like, that's amazing. You know what I mean? So, long term, definitely want to, you know, planning on definitely having this car for a decade plus. So if you made it this far in the video, honestly, I can't do nothing but say, you know, thanks for listening. It was just kind of like a cool little chat, like we sitting here chatting, and hopefully I was able to give you something from this video. I mean, that's, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just sharing so that way somebody else can learn, because I know I watched a lot of videos like this and they were helpful to me. So if something in here was maybe helpful to you, so you can go ahead and pull that trigger, go ahead and get your Tessie, you know what I mean? Then hey, that's a W, and the video did what it was supposed to do. Thanks again for watching. I'm so humbled. Hopefully I see you somewhere else on the internet. I'm Shea Rhim on everything, and peace and love.